Though it may not be apparent at this moment, every instance of this frequent error during self-pleasure after the age of 60 subtly undermines the essential mechanisms that sustain your circulation and nurture your connections. I am Dr. Michael Harrison. As a urologist and men's health expert, I bring over 3 decades of experience dedicated to assisting older adults in reclaiming their confidence, intimacy, and optimal blood flow. After delving into countless cases, a subtle pattern has emerged that I can no longer overlook. Many men believe that masturbation is innocuous, or perhaps even beneficial, regardless of age. However, beyond the age of 60, a seemingly insignificant habit can transform into a quiet adversary, gradually suffocating circulation and undermining the emotional bond within your relationship. Unbeknownst to you, in just a few moments, I will reveal to you the precise nature of this error, the reasons it inflicts lasting harm, and the methods to rectify it in a safe and natural manner, allowing you to reclaim your vitality, intimacy, and mastery over your body. As we approach the conclusion, I will reveal a transformative, yet straightforward adjustment you can implement this very evening. In a mere week, you may find your circulation and confidence in the bedroom beginning to flourish. Before we proceed, if you're finding this content beneficial, feel free to click the subscribe button and activate the notification bell. In this manner, you will ensure that no health advice tailored to your current phase of life escapes your notice. If this message strikes a chord with you, please leave a 1 in the comments. If you wish to explore an alternative, please type 0 and share how I can enhance your health journey. Having grasped how a seemingly innocuous habit can subtly erode your well-being, let us delve deeper into the intricate processes occurring within your body after the age of 60 and explore why your methods of self-stimulation might be inflicting more damage than you realize. Section 1. Exploring the decline of circulation and intimacy after 60. The role of masturbation. In my 30 years of experience, I have engaged with older adults, both men and women, as they reveal what they perceive to be disconnected concerns, chilled extremities, waning passion, restless nights, strained connections, or merely an indistinct feeling that something is amiss. Numerous individuals attributed it to the passage of time. Aging undoubtedly plays a role, yet it is merely one facet of a much larger narrative. What many fail to understand is that beyond the age of 60, the body grows increasingly sensitive, rather than diminishing in its responsiveness. The very systems that nurtured your youth, circulation, hormonal balance, and neural activity, start to undergo a transformation. They grow increasingly fragile, more attuned to subtle routines, particularly those you engage in frequently and in solitude, such as your method of self-pleasure. This is a subject that tends to fade from conversation as we grow older, yet I contend it is essential to address, for it holds significance. As you engage in self-pleasure with the same fervent pressure or pace that you once did years ago, your body reacts in a distinctly different manner. What was once a source of comfort now begins to inflict quiet damage, diminishing blood circulation, straining nerves, and inducing fatigue in tissues that are already fighting to maintain their vitality. While pain may elude your senses, you might become aware of a gentler touch, a diminished sensation, a feebler desire, or an overall decline in satisfaction. Your body is subtly communicating that it feels overwhelmed and deprived of nourishment. The pelvic region, much like the heart, flourishes with robust circulation. However, excessive friction, force, or emotional disconnection can gradually stifle that flow, often without your awareness. This extends beyond the physical realm. A number of patients express that the bond with their partners has diminished over time. The intimacy they once shared now lingers only as a distant recollection. Age becomes the scapegoat. Yet it is frequently this subtle transformation in their connection with their own body that manifests outwardly in the relationship. It may be unsettling to contemplate, yet turning a blind eye carries its own repercussions. Embrace the essence of life, forge connections, and radiate confidence, not solely in a physical sense, but also on an emotional level. The silver lining is that this damage is not irreversible. a path to return exists. At this point, things take a fascinating turn. The most perilous harm extends beyond mere blood vessels or nerves. It unfolds within the very depths of your mind. It alters your hormones in ways you could never anticipate. If you find yourself still present and this message strikes a chord, please indicate your presence by typing the number 1 in the comments, so I can recognize your support. Let us continue our exploration and delve deeper into the second key insight. Section 2. What occurs within your body when you indulge in overstimulation alone is often overlooked by many when contemplating the act of self-pleasure, particularly in the later stages of life. It transcends the mere surface of your body. It's the unfolding of events within the intricate tapestry of your blood chemistry, the delicate workings of your nervous system, and the profound depths of your brain. To be candid, I must share this with you. I had not always grasped the profound significance it held. Yet, as I witnessed patient after patient gradually lose their vitality, their desire for connection, and even their inclination towards intimacy, I began to examine the situation more closely. The discovery I made transformed my approach to practicing medicine. Overstimulation during masturbation, particularly through high friction, vigorous grips, or intense devices, inundates the brain with a surge of dopamine, the chemical associated with pleasure and reward. However, what ascends inevitably descends. Immediately following that surge of dopamine, your body begins to generate prolactin. It's the hormone that signals your body, "We're finished, time to relax." In the youth, that hormonal decline is fleeting. However, once you reach the age of 60, your body requires significantly more time to recuperate. Should you find yourself caught in this cycle of overstimulation several times a week, you are subjecting your system to a relentless ebb and flow. As time passes, this diminishes your capacity to react, not only in the physical realm, but in the emotional landscape as well. Your testosterone levels may decrease. The levels of nitric oxide, the vital molecule responsible for maintaining the openness of your blood vessels, begin to diminish. Even oxytocin, the hormone that fosters feelings of connection and intimacy, can diminish. The very act that is meant to evoke pleasure instead leaves you feeling drained, lacking motivation, and more isolated than ever. This transcends mere speculation. Patients have approached me, expressing a profound sense of numbness within, as if they are detached from the very essence of life. They remain unaware that their body has grown dependent on intensity and is yearning for equilibrium. Yet, this is the aspect that took me by surprise. As these individuals began to alter their methods of self-stimulation and concentrated on re-establishing harmony in their hormones and breath within their routines, a remarkable transformation occurred. Many found themselves feeling revitalized, not only in intimate moments but throughout the entirety of their daily existence. Allow me to unveil what remains largely unspoken among many physicians: the profound emotional resonance of these habits. For while the body endures in quietude, the heart frequently shatters in manners that no blood test can quantify. Section 3. Emotional consequences few doctors discuss. I've always held the conviction that beneath every physical symptom lies an emotional narrative yearning to be unveiled. In matters of intimacy, the narratives grow profound, particularly beyond the age of 60. In reality, a significant number of my patients do not approach me with concerns regarding masturbation or hormonal issues. They arrive, drawn by an elusive void, a sensation that remains just beyond their grasp. More frequently than not, that elusive something is the bond, both with their own essence and with the individual they once cherished deeply. One patient comes to mind, a retired school principal in his early 70s. He confessed, "Doc, I no longer feel like a man. My wife and I no longer share the same physical connection we once did." I lay down beside her, yet an overwhelming sense of solitude envelops me. He embraced the passage of time, unashamed of the changes in his body. The pain lay in the widening chasm between them, a silent, emotional separation he felt powerless to mend. In that moment, I inquired about the ways he had been forging a connection with his inner self. Initially, he appeared bewildered, yet eventually confessed to engaging with adult content frequently, utilizing headphones and doing so in secrecy. He remarked that it was simpler than attempting to initiate anything with his wife, less daunting than facing the possibility of rejection, less daunting than confronting the sheer awkwardness that had enveloped everything. And that's the emotional fallout that remains unspoken. When self-pleasure transforms into a refuge rather than a means of connection, it deepens the sense of isolation. It forms a chasm, not merely in the bed, but deep within the heart. As we increasingly withdraw into the confines of our hurried routines, shaped by the weight of expectation, the challenge of vulnerability intensifies. It becomes more difficult to extend a hand, to connect, to truly be acknowledged. This is not a matter of shame. It revolves around consciousness. Our relationship with our own bodies mirrors the connections we forge with others. When a relationship is hurried, concealed, or lacking in connection, it's only to be expected that our emotional landscape begins to mirror that disarray. Yet, a path to reconstruction exists, not through renunciation, but by transforming our approach to intimacy and enjoyment. I have witnessed it unfold. I have offered my guidance along its path. In the following section, I will guide you through 3 specific steps, simple, natural, and powerful, that can help rekindle not only your blood flow, but also your sense of vitality. If you're still engaged in discovering value in this information, feel free to drop the number 1 in the comments. It would bring me great joy to know of your presence. Let us proceed with the 4th key insight. Section 4. A simple 3-step solution. A novel method for self-stimulation. Following the age of 60. Throughout the years, I have had the honor of engaging in conversation with numerous individuals in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s, who softly pose the same question. What steps can I take to rekindle that sense of closeness once more? To experience the thrill of existence once more? Indeed, I consistently affirm to them that there is, without a doubt, a definitive answer. It begins with the way you care for your body in the solitude of your own company. True healing arises not from guilt or sacrifice. It arises from transforming our approach, embracing greater intention, gentleness, and a deeper respect for the phase of life we find ourselves navigating. I have crafted a straightforward 3-step method that has enabled numerous individuals to rediscover their connection with themselves and their partners on both physical and emotional levels. The initial step is what I refer to as the feather touch. Beyond the age of 60, the body craves gentler, more gradual forms of stimulation. The aim has shifted from seeking a fleeting escape to rekindling a deeper sense of awareness. Employ a gentle approach, embrace soothing lubrication, and grant the body the opportunity to react in its own time. This cultivates your nervous system to reconnect with feelings, rather than imposing sensation through pressure. The subsequent phase involves a 3-day reset. For a span of 72 hours, cease all forms of stimulation. Abstain from adult content and self-pleasure. Allow your hormones to find their balance once more. Allow your mind and body to find solace in rest. Many individuals find that their sleep improves, their thoughts become sharper, and they experience heightened natural arousal within just a few days. Ultimately, the 3rd step involves a process of reconnection. If you share your life with a partner, consider the beauty of gentle, non-sexual touch, simply holding one another once more. When alone, engage in the art of self-connection, free from external distractions. Simply settle into your body, take deep breaths, and observe the emotions that arise. This transcends mere physical intimacy. It revolves around the delicate process of restoring faith in your own body and fostering an environment where intimacy can flourish once more. I've observed how these subtle shifts can lead to significant outcomes. A man shared with me that after a week of taking things slow, he experienced heightened sensations in his hands, a surge of energy each morning, and perhaps most significantly, a return to his true self. Yet, there exists an additional layer we have yet to explore: the warning signs. For countless individuals, the harm is already unfolding, and the body is subtly signaling a warning. There exists a profound humility in observing the body communicate, particularly when it murmurs softly before it erupts in a cacophony. Throughout my practice, I have repeatedly observed that the body invariably communicates with us, signaling when something is amiss. The challenge lies in the fact that many of us lack the ability to truly listen. Or even more troubling, we are conditioned to overlook the signals until they crescendo into a cacophony that is impossible to ignore. Inadequate circulation extends beyond mere heart health. It influences every facet of your existence, from the workings of your mind to the sensations in your limbs, and even the way your body engages with intimacy. When considering the nuanced impacts of overstimulation or detrimental sexual habits beyond the age of 60, the indicators can become increasingly elusive. Fatigue is a complaint I often encounter. It's not merely fatigue. It's a profound, burdensome weariness that renders the simple act of rising from bed an arduous task, heavier than one might expect. For numerous individuals, that serves as the initial hint. Some individuals report experiencing cold sensations in their hands or feet more frequently, even during warmer days. That indicates your blood isn't circulating as freely as it once did. Next, we encounter the more personal indicators: a diminished sensitivity to touch, difficulties in sustaining an erection, a decrease in morning erections, or a feeling that your body is responding at a slower pace. These are not merely signs of growing older. Your body is subtly signaling, yearning for recognition. Several patients express that their skin has a distinct sensation, more delicate, parched, or acutely responsive to touch. Some individuals may find their fingers or toes feeling numb, or they might even sense a tingling sensation in their legs after prolonged periods of sitting. What's truly disheartening is the sheer number of individuals who perceive all of this as ordinary. It is not. Indeed, it is quite common. Yet, ordinary? Absolutely not. One man, a 68-year-old veteran, sat across from me and remarked, "I just thought I was getting old. I was unaware that my body was silently battling to keep pace, a consequence of the way I had been treating it." He had employed a firm hold and vigorous stimulation multiple times each week, believing it to be innocuous. After we altered his routine, his circulation enhanced, along with his mood, clarity, and bond with his partner. He confided in me, expressing that he had been unaware of the extent to which he had grown numb, both in body and spirit, until the moment he began to truly feel once more. If any of this resonates with you, if you've observed these subtle shifts within your own body, do not dismiss them. They do not signify frailty. These are communications. Your body seeks equilibrium. It yearns for restoration. It possesses the ability to achieve just that, provided it receives the appropriate attention. Yet what has genuinely astonished me throughout the years is this: numerous warning signs extended beyond the physical realm. There were indications that a more profound dissonance lay beneath the surface. In our concluding step, I will reveal to you the deeper significance of this journey, which transcends mere physical restoration. It revolves around reestablishing a bond with something immensely potent: the essence of your purpose, the bonds you share, and the value you hold within yourself. The significance beyond physical connection. Throughout my career, I have had the privilege of engaging with thousands of patients, both men and women, many in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s. Each one brings forth their own personal inquiries regarding health, aging, and the nuances of intimacy. What starts as a discussion on energy or performance gradually unfolds into a deeper exploration of the human experience. A subdued form of sorrow, a profound emptiness lingers, a contemplation. Is this truly the conclusion of my journey? I wish to express this with utmost clarity. It doesn't have to conclude in such a manner. The reality is, our discussion transcends the mere act of masturbation. It transcends mere circulation, hormones, or sexual function. It delves into realms much more profound: the manner in which we care for our bodies, the ways we maintain our connections with others, and the ways we preserve our sense of self-worth as time unfolds. Our exploration began with an examination of the ways in which aging alters the body's responses to various forms of stimulation. The seemingly innocuous habits that once appeared beneficial in your youth may, as the years pass, subtly undermine your blood circulation, nerve sensitivity, and emotional closeness after the age of 60. Next, we delved into the true effects of overstimulation on your body. It penetrates beyond the surface, reaching deep within your mind, where it disrupts hormonal harmony, numbing your desires, dulling your spirits, and diminishing your innate urge to forge connections. Perhaps you haven't fully acknowledged it, but that weariness, that haze, that dwindling enthusiasm for life may not solely be a consequence of aging. Your body may be signaling a desperate need for equilibrium. We then ventured into the emotional realm, the territory that many physicians tend to sidestep. A subtle, almost silent heartbreak unfolds when intimacy begins to wane, when intimacy gives way to quietude, when the mere gesture of touch seems alien or lost to memory. The reality is that our self-relationship, especially in solitude, profoundly influences how we present ourselves to the world around us. Engaging in masturbation alone, driven by a sense of urgency or guilt, can gradually foster an emotional chasm that becomes increasingly difficult to traverse. Yet, I found myself reluctant to abandon you in that place. I shared the 3-step solution for that reason. Subtle transformations, a tender caress, a 3-day pause to allow your body to exhale, and above all, a journey towards reconnection. Be it with a companion or within oneself, these subtle adjustments bring about genuine transformation. I've observed men enter my office with a slouched demeanor and a quiet presence, only to return weeks later, standing taller and radiating a newfound vitality. Women have shared with me their experiences of believing they had lost all desire, only to find it anew when they released the pressure and started embracing their bodies with kindness once more. Subsequently, we engaged in a discussion regarding the warning signs, the subtle signs that your circulation and intimacy might already be in decline. Chilled fingers, a loss of feeling, diminished sensitivity, a waning yearning for intimacy. These matters hold significant weight. The body extends its reach in this manner. They warrant your attention, and the quicker you acknowledge them, the quicker you can take action. What is the significance of all this? True intimacy encompasses far more than the physical act of sex. It revolves around the experience of truly inhabiting your own being. It revolves around the vitality to embrace laughter once more, to rise each day with intention, to sense the rhythm of your heart as you extend your hand to someone dear. It revolves around maintaining a bond, not only with those around you, but also with your own essence. I've observed countless individuals surrendering to the notion that this chapter of life has passed them by, believing it's too late, convinced that the opportunity has slipped away. Yet, I assure you, it has not. I've witnessed the magic of reconnection unfold at 65, at 72, and even at the remarkable age of 85. It invariably begins with a singular choice, to cease overlooking the signals, and to begin honoring the body with the care it has long sought. If any part of this message resonates with you, if something deep within is urging you to acknowledge, this is my truth, I encourage you to take a small step tonight. Take your time. Inhale deeply. Handle with tenderness. Opt for connection rather than retreat. For in that act, you are not merely enhancing circulation. You are reclaiming an essential truth, a sacred right, the right to feel, to connect, to embrace life in its fullness, regardless of age. That is a cause truly deserving of our struggle. If this message resonated with you or offered a fresh perspective, I invite you to show your appreciation by liking it, sharing it with someone who could benefit, and leaving your thoughts in the comments below. I absorbed each word, and your insights hold significant value. This dialogue holds significant weight. Remaining silent is not an option. Let us continue this journey united.